Am I a hero? I really can't say, but yes.
Welcome, and consider yourself lucky. You've stumbled upon the Bro Sports Podcast.
It's like eating a hot circle of garbage.
Now we'll be talking sports.
Whether it's not being picked for a team, or being picked for a team, and then showing up and realizing that the team doesn't exist, or that the sport doesn't exist. I should have known. Poop ball?
But more than that, we'll be talking about life, love, the pursuit of happiness, everything as it relates to being a bro.
Sometimes we play who can put the most M&Ms in their
So
mouth.
sit back, relax, and if you can get through the whole 30 minutes, I guarantee satisfaction.
That's what she said.
We are Professional.
If you're listening to this, you should know that we lost Really Cool over the weekend. He had a heart attack each time the Chiefs' offense failed to give the ball to the best player, Jamal Charles. After 2 decades of rooting for the Chiefs, his weak-ass heart couldn't take it anymore. Wait, did you hear that?
Ooh, happy Halloween! I'm the ghost of Really Cool.
Oh gosh, and I'm the Cartman, and this is Bro Sports. On today's show, we are talking Week 8 of the NFL.
We're going hoops! Told you so! Surprise! Disappointment's an impact player!
Then predicting Week 9. And I will shush up. And I will continue to slowly catch up.
I'm on the turning point hot seat!
On Geek Speak this week, we'll be discussing the right-hand side of the bracket. All grilled foods.
Oh shit, can dead people still eat?
I think they can eat, but you can't taste it.
You ready?
Let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rock.
Talk about sports.
He did stick his nose in there and everything else he had. And it's tight, and it's right up there. You see he's going to bring it right in, darn near to his chin at the end. You just got the feeling that he smelled the 8-hole and then got it in the end zone. It's not that hard to get a tight end open. And that guy sits inside you, just cut it off and run right across his face.
Now for the section of our show that's dedicated just to sports.
How am I supposed to get my mouth around that?
That's what she said.
So, I'm not really a ghost. However, we thought since it's Halloween time that Cartman and I tell our true life experience with a ghost.
Yeah. We didn't, meet it or, take it out to dinner or anything, but it's a pretty scary story.
Every 4 years, Cartman and I would go on a man venture. And our very first man venture, what we decided to do was to go visit ghost towns in the Pacific Northwest. And we would go and we'd go visit them and we'd see what there is to see, and then we'd go on to the next one. And this one in Bannock, Montana. It was set up really, really cool, and there was actually audio online, this ghost voice or something from the Hotel Mead in Bannock, Montana.
I remember when I listened to that audio, man, it scared the heck out of me.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't sure if I wanted to go visit this place or not.
Oh, yeah. Even though they had kind of turned the town of Bannock, Montana into this...
a museum, almost.
Yeah, kind of like a whole town museum. It's really cool. But it wasn't very populated. There wasn't a lot of people there. And so, actually, no, there were people downstairs, weren't there? We were the only people upstairs.
We're the only people upstairs. There's a couple people downstairs. But everything was wood floor, so it was echoing a little bit.
So we're looking around and we're kind of joking around. We're saying the female ghost's name, the person that's supposedly haunting this place, and we're kind of joking around and trying to scare each other. And then we get to this part of the hotel where there's a locked room. And we thought, hey, this is really weird. And then we noticed that, hey, there's a window above the door. And so we were just curious to see what was on the other side. Why is it locked? Why can't we go in there but we can go in every other room in this hotel? And so we had a camera with us. And so we raised the camera up through the window and we snapped a picture.
Remember, we moved that big old heavy-ass bench over so that we could reach up to take the picture in the window.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, just be quiet. Nobody will know.
Right.
that we're moving that big bench.
And then, so we take this picture and we look at it to see what's in the room, and nothing really spectacular. It's pretty much a blank room with a chair in the center of the room. And so, oh, that's kind of weird, but who cares? There's really nothing cool in there. And so, without really thinking, I raised the camera up, took another picture, and didn't look at it. And then Cartman and I turned around to start walk down the really scary hallway of the Hotel Mead.
There's one long hallway with rooms on either side of the hallway. But all of a sudden we hear something. It was like 2 syllables in our that we hear, like something saying help me or get out. We don't know exactly what it said, but it was like 2 syllables. But the weird thing about it is right when it happened, we looked at each other. And because there was kids playing downstairs at the time, and it wasn't them that made this sound. But we looked straight at each other, and like
we grabbed each other's arms too.
Oh yeah, I remember. I forgot about that. I remember now, but
and it sounded exactly like the movie Poltergeist. You know, where they're playing back the recording in Poltergeist, and kind of, I don't even know how to explain it, but it sounded exactly like the ghost in Poltergeist. It was like the next day. We were looking at the pictures, and so I'm just looking through the pictures, and Cartman's driving, and I get to the pictures of the Hotel Mead, and then I see the first one, and it was just exactly like I'd seen it before, with one chair in the center of the room. And then when I get to the second picture, exact same setup, obviously, but on the chair, right around the chair, there's like this light anomaly in the picture. And not necessarily looks like a ghost, but when combined with what we heard, it's probably the most frightening thing I've ever experienced.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Because what we heard was, we probably heard within 15 seconds of you taking that picture.
Right.
And once we realized that, that's when we both just kind of freaked out and we're like, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on?
Oh yeah, we left the hotel at that moment. We didn't stop.
Oh, yeah.
We almost ran. The only reason I didn't run was because I felt that if I would have run, I would have just gotten, like, freaked out. Like, I had to stay as calm as I could.
Yeah, that was definitely the scariest experience of my life, having to do with ghosts.
All right, now we're talking football. Week 8 is over, and it is now week 8 plus 1.
Week 8 plus 1?
Yeah.
That's one way to look at it.
Well,
yeah, you weren't a math major, I understand.
Well, I don't want the NFL to be halfway over.
I know, isn't that kind of sad?
So it's 8 plus 1.
8 plus 1, yeah, equals 9.
Oops. Do you have a oops, Cartman?
Oh my gosh, my oops was picking Seattle to lose against to beat the Detroit Lions. And they actually did not look very impressive this week playing against Detroit. Matthew Stafford came in, threw the ball around, got it to Titus Young for 2 touchdowns, and beat Seattle when it mattered, came back and beat them.
Hey, I told you that Seattle's a different team on the road.
Yeah.
They always have been, though.
They always have been. But I still thought Seattle was going to be able to beat the Lions. I didn't think the Lions defense was going to be able to stop Marshawn Lynch, which the Lions defense actually didn't. He had like a 77-yard touchdown run. But other than that, they did stop him.
My oops is going to Philadelphia Eagles. I went off and said that, are the Falcons going to get lazy? Andy Reid is 13-0 in games coming off the bye. And now I'm starting to think that Andy Reid is playing for his job.
I've thought that for this whole dang season just about.
Well, what's sad is that in the Money League, fantasy football, my quarterback is Michael Vick. And I don't have a backup. I think my backup is like Skelton or Kolb. And so I'm screwed if they bench Michael Vick, which I don't think is fair, especially the next week. Next week they play the Saints, the worst defense in the league. You gotta give Michael Vick a chance to get the offense going, to build some momentum. Pull him now, then you deserve to lose your job, Andy Reid.
Who do you think is gonna lose their job first, Michael Vick or Andy Reid? But in the offseason, who has more of a chance of not being back next year?
Andy Reid.
I actually agree with that 100%. You know what? Because
Andy Reid,
he's been there so many years.
Yeah.
And
I think that if Andy Reid benches Michael Vick, he's kind of using Vick as a scapegoat in an attempt to save his own job. saying, "Oh, look, yeah, we didn't have very much success, but now we got this rookie guy, and now we can get behind him, and we can win next year with this guy." And it's just kind of like throwing Michael Vick under the bus for your own sake. And I don't think Andy Reid is that kind of guy.
I think he is done with Michael Vick. Personally, he wants to get Michael Vick out of there, give somebody else a shot. But I think he wanted to do it this week if they lost. But he actually didn't play that bad, or he didn't turn the ball over at all this week. So I think that he can't really do it this week because he didn't turn the ball over, and that's been his biggest problem of the season. Mm-hmm. So since he didn't turn the ball over, he can't really do it this week because he doesn't want to. Not necessarily he was hoping, but if they lost, I think that he may have wanted Vick to lose because of Michael Vick turning over the ball. If that makes any sense at all.
No, I got you.
That way he could make a change and not look like a bad guy.
Mm-hmm. If Vick struggles against the worst defense in the league, then I might be calling for his head.
Well, who's Michael Vick's backup? Who would they sit him for?
I don't even know his name. Some rookie.
Exactly. Either do I. I mean, why sit Michael Vick for that guy? I don't think Michael Vick will get sat this year.
All right.
Let's move on to Told You So. And actually, my Told You So was Falcons over the Eagles, since we already talked about Eagles a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say, Told You So, Falcons won.
All right. My Told You So is Miami beating the Jets. The Jets are just about out of the division. They're 4th in the division right now. The Tebow experiment is not even starting. Are you expecting Rex Ryan to give Tebow a go at any time this season?
If you trade for Tim Tebow, if you trade for a quarterback, and you have questions about your starting quarterback like they do with Mark Sanchez, you kind of got to give him a shot. I mean, their season is ruined with Mark Sanchez at the helm right now, at least. Unless they turn things around, win 8 games in a row. It's pretty much been a disappointing season. I think they should give Tim Tebow a shot, even though I don't think Tim Tebow would do much better.
I did not think Tim Tebow should be the starter, but I think they need to use him. If one of their 53-man roster's spot is going to be taken up by this guy, you got to use him in some way.
Well, he is the second-string quarterback. Not many teams use a second-string quarterback.
Yeah, but he's not just their second-string quarterback. He's something different.
The thing about using Tim Tebow as a wildcat is he's a quarterback. He's
he's kind of a quarterback. He's a quarterback that can't throw.
Well, that's exactly where his problem is. He's just this guy out there. He's not nobody. He's not a running back, not a receiver, not a tight end, not a quarterback. He's just there. He's on the roster, labeled as a quarterback. Throw the Wildcat out of there. Wildcat's been dead in this league. Nobody uses it to effect anymore. I mean, it worked for one game, and then everyone went crazy with it. Went against that one game where Miami Dolphins upset the Patriots, and Ronnie Brown was leading the Wildcat.
Right.
That's the only game it's ever worked in. I was going to say, well, my surprise was Miami beating the Jets 30-9.
Okay.
Because I didn't disagree with the Miami winning that game. It was just the fashion that the Jets just got their asses kicked.
It's been happening this year, though. It's not the first time that's happened. It seems like the Jets either come out and play really, really well and surprise people, or they just don't show up at all. So my disappointment is somebody that I've been disappointed with before. Last week, in fact. Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson last week had just as many drops as he did catches. What is going on? 3 drops, 3 catches. You know what I think it is, Cartman?
What's that?
It's the Madden curse. Woo.
Speaking of Halloween, that's not a bad idea.
I think it is, man. I think there's something to be said with this.
I think it's got a lot to do. I think it's got a lot to do with the run game not being there in Detroit.
Nope, it is the curse.
But I don't even know what it is. I mean, it's the same quarterback.
Because they got their passing game going last week. Matt Stafford had 350 yards passing. They just weren't getting it to
3
Megatron.
touchdowns. Just wasn't to Calvin Johnson.
I know, that's weird.
Yeah. I bet you regret drafting him first round.
Oh, I'm so pissed about that.
The money
you have no
league.
clue. In 2 leagues, I drafted him first. When I had like the 9th and 10th pick, where you kind of get, where the quarterbacks are gone, the running backs are gone. It's pretty much, Calvin Johnson looks really good right here.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that pick at all either. But now it's like, you're an idiot.
I know. Dang it. All right, what's your disappointment?
Let's see. My disappointment this week is the Carolina's defense. As a Packers fan, if the Bears would have lost that game, the Packers and Bears would have the exact same amount of wins to lead the division right now. Packers have an extra loss, but that game would have been huge. And Carolina came back and took the lead and then blew it to the Bears, who came back and got that game-winning field goal at the end. I was heartbroken. I was really rooting for the Carolina Panthers, and the Carolina's defense just couldn't do it when it mattered.
My surprise, though, is the Denver's defense. I'm not incredibly surprised that they beat the Saints, but they shut down Drew Brees and the Saints. If they can do that consistently, their schedule has gotten a lot easier. They've played their toughest games of the year so far. And now they have to play pretty much their division, which really isn't very good at all. The Denver Broncos could be a force to be reckoned with if their defense continues to play this well.
Well, you know what? I was actually going to make this bold prediction later in the week, but I'll do it now since we're talking about Denver. And actually, my impact player of the week on offense is Peyton Manning, dominating with 305 yards and 3 touchdowns in that win over the Saints. But my bold prediction is that the Denver Broncos will not lose another game during the regular season.
Oh my God, that's so wrong.
What are you talking about? Look at their schedule.
Are you
kidding me?
Lose,
the way
though.
they're playing.
They'll lose.
Oh, we'll see. But I mean, you
want to bet something on that?
No,
you can't bet something on a bold prediction. That's not very fair, is it?
Yeah, but that's my prediction. I mean, you look at their schedule. They play a lot of division games still, and the way that they've been winning against teams that should be tough, should be good. Peyton Manning, he's playing the way he is. I think they're going to win out.
Well, that's a pretty bold prediction, that's for sure. I can't say I think it's going to happen, but I got to give you credit for making that prediction. It's pretty bold. My offensive impact player is Matt Stafford. And we kind of already talked about the reason why I gave him the offensive impact player is because he went for over 350 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and 1 running. And he did this without his best weapon, despite Calvin Johnson's incredibly weak performance. So Matt Stafford gets my impact player of the week.
All right. Who do you got for defense?
For defense, I was kind of torn between 2 people, but I'm going to go with Tim Jennings with 2 interceptions and one of those being a game-winning pick 6. I heard the crazy stat that the Chicago Bears already have like 5 or 6 pick 6s this season, and they're on pace to break that record.
It seems like they score a touchdown every single week. One of my best friends at work has them on their defense in fantasy, and the Bears defense is winning him games like single-handedly.
It's insane.
It's just crazy.
What about you? Who's your defensive impact player?
See, my impact player, you said it was between 2 different people. Mine's between 12 different people.
What are you doing?
Okay, I gotta pick the whole 49ers.
You're
defense.
always doing that.
Doing what?
I'm just kidding.
I gotta pick the whole 49ers defense, holding the and it's not because of how many points the Cardinals scored. It was because of how many rushing yards the Cardinals had. Do you know how many rushing yards the Cardinals had in last night's game?
No, I have, let me guess, for reals.
Okay,
19.
Yes. 7. That's 7 rushing yards. That is the fewest rushing yards the Cardinals have had since 1952 when they had -2 yards.
That's awesome.
That's an amazing stat, and if the defense can do that in today's game, they gotta be the impact player. So I gotta go with the whole 49ers defense in a team effort and totally destroying the Arizona Cardinals.
You want to know something sad? I'm in multiple fantasy football leagues, right? In my work fantasy football league, I was playing against the San Francisco 49er defense, and I ended up losing by like 0.3. If Larry Johnson would have reached just a little bit further and gotten in the end zone at the very end, I would have won that game by like 5 points. That keeps happening to me this year. I just can't catch a freaking break. There was that one time that we tied, and then by the time the Thursday came around, I had lost a point, and I lost, and then there's a time.
You just pay too much attention to the little stats. I mean, stop paying attention to that.
I know, I do. I need to stop paying attention.
Yeah. Hey, can I throw out one more impact player of the week?
No!
For offense?
Of course, dude. This is your show, too.
49ers, Alex Smith went 18 for 19 with 3 touchdowns last night. 18 for 19. He had 1 incomplete pass last night, and it was a drop pass. That receiver's got to feel horrible. But I just had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's a good mention. It's the first time we're picking a Thursday game in a long time. And this is a good one. It's my Kansas City Chiefs against
I thought you
the
said it was a good
Chargers. I know. Well, it's good for me. Because I don't have
Why?
to
So
waste my
you
Sunday
can watch
watching
it.
them lose. I can actually get some chores done on
True.
Sunday.
Yeah, and you'll be in a good mood all day Sunday.
Yeah. Friday's screwed, though.
But who do you got in the game? Let's hear
I got
it.
Kansas City Chiefs because you're not coming up
Oh,
with me yet.
jeez.
Let me tell you why the
How many-
Kansas City Chiefs are going to win.
Hey, what? Before you do that, how are we doing in our picks?
Oh, thank you for mentioning that. You went 10-3 last week.
Oh, yeah.
Making your total 67 to 47, 59 percentage. I only went 8-5, so you gained 2 games on me last week. I'm still at a 62 picking accuracy, 71 total games picked right. So I am 4 games ahead of you.
What?
But you closed.
I gained 2 games on you, and I'm still 4 games
you
back.
were 6 games back last week.
You know what? I'm going to go back, listen to every show.
Do it.
And add all these up. 'Cause I'm starting to
You're
wonder.
probably going to figure out that my math sucks and you're losing way worse than you really are.
Ah, crap. Well, let's stop talking about this. I'm getting depressed. Let's talk about something that'll depress you. How are the Chiefs going to do this
The
week?
Chiefs are going to win because the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm still up 4 games and I can win
Yeah, I
6
can't.
still.
Okay.
Honestly,
Wait, where's
no,
the
I
game
don't
at?
think the Chiefs are going to win, but I'm going to pick them because I hate the Chargers, and Kansas City has not won in San Diego in a long time, so it makes sense that they would win this time. They are a team right
That's
now
as good
that
as reason
is
as any,
known
I
for
guess.
running the ball, but for some reason cannot get the ball these last 2 games to their best player at running back Jamal Charles, and they're going up against one of the best teams at stopping the run. So that's another reason why I'm going to pick Kansas City.
They can't get the ball to their best player. How hard is it to hand the ball off to a freaking running
Yeah,
back?
I'm with you, man.
They could get it to him if they wanted.
And we're not even sure who's going to be starting at quarterbacks, and having that uncertainty at the quarterback position makes teams really, really good because,
Because it's Halloween week?
Yeah.
Is that why?
And so
Okay.
it's a full moon that night, and it's the day after Halloween, and go Chiefs. Chiefs win 99-3.
That is a bold prediction.
totally.
Where's the game at? Is it in Kansas City?
No,
or-
which is good because their only win has been on the road, so they haven't won in Kansas City yet.
All right, well, I'm going to take the Chargers.
What?
I don't even need to talk.
Weren't you even listening to all my reasons why the Chiefs are going to win? The next
I'm going to go
game,
San Diego.
we're going to listen to you cry a little bit because your favorite Arizona Cardinals are going into Lambeau Field.
Why my favorite Arizona Cardinals?
Because you've been picking them all this time. You said they were the best team in the
Yeah.
West.
Hey, no, I didn't pick them to win the division.
I know. I'm
I don't
still
pick them
hold
to
on. I'm
win
still
every
in
week.
delusional mode. I need to come back to reality. Oh
Yeah,
wait! The Packers are your favorite team, and they're going up against a very, very easy game. You know what though? They struggled against Jacksonville last week a little bit.
Yeah, but you want to talk about that a little bit?
All right.
Let's talk about it. Okay. The starting running back, Cedric Benson, was out. The 2 top receivers, Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, was out. Donald Driver's only caught 4 balls going into that game. Desmond Bishop, we all know, is out for the year. Starting middle linebacker. Best linebacker on the team.
Is Raji still out?
No, Raji actually came back that game.
Okay.
First time in 2 weeks. Or 3 weeks. Charles Woodson is out.
Yeah.
The best defensive back. So, out of 8 positions, 5 of the top players are out on those positions.
Will Arizona beat them then?
No, absolutely not.
I don't think so either.
No, I mean, if you look at the way they played, they beat them by 9 points. I mean, that's a pretty substantial win. That they covered the line. The
Yeah.
line was 8.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
that happened pretty late in the game. It was
Yeah,
a
it doesn't-
1-score game for a long time.
It was, and it's pretty scary to watch. But I mean, to watch the way the Packers have been winning these last couple weeks with so many injuries on their team, especially with, I don't know, like I don't even know some of the players starting on these teams now, like on the defense.
That's
It's
crazy.
just insane how good the Packers have been playing with.
Well, they're lucky that they're playing bad teams right now. I mean, they're really lucky that they got to play Jacksonville last week. They're playing a struggling Cardinals team this week.
Yeah, and they played the Rams the week before.
Yes.
And they started out the year playing a lot of good teams.
Right.
And now luckily when they have all the injuries, they're playing the bad teams.
Right.
But, it's pretty amazing. I mean, you go look at like I don't know, what's the best team in the league? The Falcons. Okay, look at the Falcons. Say Michael Turner was out. Say Julio Jones was out. Say Roddy White was out. Say their best defensive back was out. The best linebacker, or the second best linebacker was out. Do you think they'd win that game against the Eagles?
No, but they'd beat the Chiefs.
Yeah. Who'd the Chiefs beat?
Saints.
How'd they win a game? They beat the Saints. Oh, well,
The Saints
okay.
suck.
Two crappy teams. Anyways, Packers win the game.
Agreed. All right. Detroit at Jacksonville. I'm going to go with the Lions on this one. I think Matt Stafford's ability to string together some good offensive drives without the use of Calvin Johnson. All Calvin Johnson needs to do is show up, and that Lions offense will turn it around. Actually, no, I'm gonna backpedal a little bit. They need a run game.
The Lions?
Yeah. But I think that they beat Jacksonville.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go with Detroit as well. Detroit is only 1-3 on the road this week, but Jacksonville is 0-3 at home. So I'm going to go Detroit. I think they're going to start getting a little run together and build up a couple wins. That way they might have a shot in the playoffs this year, because I think they're a good
Really? You
team.
think they still got a
Once
shot in
Calvin
the playoffs?
Johnson...
They're last in that division.
Yeah, but that division's pretty close.
That division's good, though.
That division's real good. But I'm saying a shot. I'm not saying they're making it. I said a shot. If they can get like 3 or 4 games in a row, if they can build some momentum, you never know. So I'm going to say that they're going to build some momentum, at least for one more week, and that they're going to win.
All right, Chicago at Tennessee.
Chicago.
Not a
Damn
good
it.
week to start Chris Johnson. I'm also going Chicago. It's another pretty easy. You got some really good teams
Playing on the road
against struggling teams. So, I'm going to predict that one of these teams that shouldn't win will. Whether it be Jacksonville or Tennessee or San Diego.
You know what? Nah.
Or the next game.
Chicago's going to win this game.
But the
All right, what's
next game,
one?
Denver at Cincinnati. Another team where the favorite is the away team. And I know who you're going because you picked Denver to run the table. I'm going to go Denver too,
You
though.
can put that down. I will pick Denver as long as there's not a significant injury on that team. I pick Denver for the rest of the season.
All right.
Write that down.
I don't have a pen.
I do. I'll write it
Write
down.
that somewhere. Where are you writing it on?
All right. On my notes that I'm going to throw away in about 20 minutes.
That's a safe place.
All right.
All right, the next game, we're going to see some pretty similar style quarterbacks going up against each other. We're going to see the Golden Boy of last year versus the Golden Boy of this year, Carolina at Washington.
Ooh, that'll be a fun game to watch.
agree.
Shoot. How come every time I say shoot, you do that?
Shooting.
All right. Carolina's 0-3 on the road. I think Washington's a better team than 3-5. They're playing a tough division. I'm going to take Washington at home.
The only thing I disagree with...
But it's kind of crazy is that Carolina is going to be 1-7 if they lose.
Yeah, that is.
Can you imagine them getting a number 1 pick, what they would do with that?
Yeah.
If they got the number 1 pick again?
You know what? The only thing I disagree with what you said, I'm also going Washington, but I disagree with what you said about Washington being in a tough division. Right now, that division is like, except for the Giants, who's really good. The Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Redskins can either win or lose every single game they play. Like that's such an unpredictable division. And
Yeah, which makes it tough as well.
I don't think there's anything tough about being inconsistent. All right, the next game. Hey, it's another one of those where the favorite team is the away. This time, this team is probably favored pretty heavily, but the home team, I'm predicting that there's going to be one of these home teams that shouldn't win that do. This one's Baltimore at Cleveland.
Oh, it's not going to be this game, though.
What? Well, you can't say that every single game. Of course, I'm saying it's going to be one that we both pick wrong. So we're both going to go Ravens with this. I mean, why wouldn't you? But one of these games where we both agree the away team is going to win, we're going to be wrong.
All right. You know what? How about we each pick one? We change our pick right now, and we each pick an away team that is favored to win.
I already did.
And change our pick.
Kansas City.
That don't count.
Wait, an away team that's favored to win? Oh,
Yeah.
we pick against them?
Yeah, let's pick against
All
one.
right. Are we picking against? Are we agreeing?
No.
Okay.
We need to pick different ones.
Ooh.
So you want to take Tennessee? You want to take Cleveland? You want to take Jacksonville? You want to take...
Do you know who you're leaning towards?
What are the games we got? What?
Do you know who you're leaning towards?
Yep.
All right, who do you want?
I'll take Jacksonville.
Okay, I'll take Cleveland.
All right, deal.
I'm changing
All
your
right,
pick right now.
Do it. Change it. Better
I think
change
you
yours,
have the
too.
more favorite one. I was actually thinking about that too, but then I thought, man, it's just that the Browns are on their way up. They're probably not as good as the Ravens, obviously, but the Ravens just seem to be on this slow spiral down while the Browns are going up. It just seems like it's a divisional game.
It could be a trap game for the Baltimore Ravens. It could be a trap game.
So that's the only reason. But anyways, Miami at Indianapolis. What's crazy about this is the winner of this game will be 5-3.
That's pretty insane.
I agree.
Oh my gosh.
That was actually one of my surprises, but I didn't get to because I picked something else.
Oh. Let's see, where's the game at? I don't have
at
it on my screen
Indianapolis
for some reason. Oh, there it is. Well, with this game being at Indianapolis, two rookie quarterbacks going against each other. I think Miami's got the better run game and the better defense, but I think Indianapolis has the better rookie quarterback. I'm going to go with the home team and go Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts.
All right, I think Miami went. Well, I think Miami went to New York last week and just shut down that New York Jets team. I think Miami can do the same thing against the Colts. I think Miami wins that game.
Yeah, but do you really think the Jets are a better team than the Colts?
I think they're just as unpredictable.
Oh, okay. I agree with you there. All right, what's up next?
Buffalo Bills at the Houston Texans.
Houston
Agreed.
Texans. Mario Williams, homecoming.
Ooh, yeah, good point.
It doesn't even matter. Texans.
Agreed, Texans. Minnesota Vikings at Seattle. I think this will be a pretty interesting game. You know what? Since you made a bold prediction earlier, I'll make a bold prediction now. Probably not as bold as yours, but I still think it's pretty bold. I think that you might disagree with me. I'm going to make the prediction that Seattle will win every single home game they have this year. They will go 8-8 at home.
8-8 at home?
I mean 8-0 at home.
That don't sound too bad. Not as bold as what I said.
No, but you're wrong and I'm right, so.
Yeah. I've been to that Seattle stadium quite a few times, and it is loud and it is hard to play. I've seen the Packers play there twice, but it's a loud stadium. Those Seahawk fans are kind of assholes.
Yeah, I think all fans are jerks.
Yeah. Well, they shouldn't be. But
you're a jerk.
I know, but I'm not in Green Bay Stadium. So I'm allowed. Oh yeah, I still got to pick, don't I? I'm gonna go Seattle.
Okay. All right, Tampa Bay at Oakland. Do you want me to go first?
No, I got this one. Tampa Bay at Oakland. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay because Oakland, they get a lot of yards on offense, but they don't score. They turn the ball over. Tampa Bay is starting to look. Josh Freeman's starting to look like what he did 2 years ago. Starting to put up numbers, starting to put up points, starting to run that offense. That defense is doing good. Bad thing about that offense though is the starting right guard is out for the year. So I'm gonna go Tampa Bay.
And I'm also going Tampa Bay. I can't say anything against what you just said. I agree 100%. I was gonna go Tampa Bay. I was hoping that you'd let me pick first, so it didn't seem like. But I'm gonna pick against Oakland because I hate those bastards. All right, the next game I'm gonna take the New York Giants to beat the Steelers at home. The Giants are just looking too solid right now.
I'm gonna pick the Giants because Troy Polamalu's not playing.
Yeah.
That Pittsburgh defense is playing well for what they got, but that's not the Pittsburgh defense that's going to beat the reigning Super Bowl champions and also a contender for this year. I don't think Pittsburgh. I picked them to win the division at the beginning of the year, but now I'm starting to backpedal a little.
Well, you know what's interesting about the Giants team is that they're winning in a different way every week. Sometimes it's the offense that just goes crazy. Sometimes it's the offense that comes from behind. Sometimes it's the defense. Like last week, the defense that was a turnover machine against Tony Romo and the Cowboys, but really their offense didn't really do much. I mean, Eli Manning did not even get in the end zone, but they beat the Cowboys because their defense was just on fire. My boy JPP has an interception for a touchdown. The only reason I call it my boy is because I have him on my fantasy team on the individual defensive player one. I'm kicking butt in that league. I'm like 4 points away from first place. The next game, Oh man, I really want to pick against the home team in this one, but because I've already picked so many away teams, anyway, the game is Dallas at Atlanta. The reason why I want to pick against the home team is just because I want Atlanta to lose. I think they're going to. They're bound to. I want to be right in picking their loss. Their first.
Well, go for it.
I'm not going to because it's Dallas.
Oh, okay.
And I can't pick Dallas anymore for a long time because they just. Did you watch that game?
Burn you week after week.
That was a tough game to watch. Des Bryant, you think he has the game-winning touchdown, and he is out of bounds by the tip of his fingers.
Yeah, tip of his fingers. You never hear that tip of the fingers. He was out of bounds.
Was tough. And I can't really talk crap about Des Bryant because,
he actually played good in that game.
Well,
he played great in that game.
Did.
It wasn't a dropped pass.
Right.
It was.
If he would have the only thing is he was out of bounds because he reached back to kind of brace himself. He just would have fallen backwards. He would have probably gotten the wind knocked out of him, but he would have got a touchdown.
What about the Monday night game? Are we on the Monday night game now?
We are on the Monday night game now.
All right.
And
this is like crap versus crap. Disappointment versus even bigger
disappointment. Disappointment for sure.
All right, so how about you pick this game and I'll pick against you?
Okay, I'm going to go with the Eagles because I need Michael Vick to
Yes!
step up. And the Saints' defense is bad. So bad. Philly can score 30 points and finally get their offense going. They beat the Saints.
I think Saints win because they're at home and both these teams look great on paper but suck in real life. Home team. Go Saints.
Woohoo!
All right, well, this is Turning Points, and Really Cool is on the hot seat. And since the NBA season is starting this week, most of the sports questions about the NBA. Are you ready for this?
I don't know, man. I never watch the NBA, except for after football season ends.
Well, you should have been more ready.
Oh, well.
All right, question number 1. The way I see it, there are 3 favorite teams in the NBA. The Lakers, the Thunder, and the Heat. If you had to pick a 4th, who would it be?
For me, this is pretty easy. I'm going to go with Chicago in the East. I think Derrick Rose will bounce back. He'll be the comeback player of the NBA if such an award exists. And, I'm not necessarily think that Chicago is better than Miami, but they definitely give them a run for their money. They're the 4th best team.
All right. Well, who had the coolest first car? You or me? You had an 86 Mustang. I had a 76 Mustang.
Well, usually a 76 Mustang is cooler, but my 86 Mustang, nicknamed Horseshit, was the coolest of the cool. You couldn't even close the driver door. Only I could, because you have to know the secret. You had to lift up on the door in order to close it. It had a huge basketball-sized dent on the roof that would collect water, and so as someone tries to steal my car, they're sitting in there, and there's water pouring on them, and they're trying to slam the door shut, and they can't get the door closed. No. Can you imagine trying to drive away with water pouring on you, trying to shut the door at the same time? And remember, the shifter was all weird, so he would think he goes into first and it's really reverse.
Oh, yeah.
Because reverse...
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Reverse was where the first gear's supposed to be.
Who will be the impact player of the Lakers?
Person that'll have their ball in their hands. That sounds funny. So that person's going to be Kobe Bryant. You're going to put it on his shoulders and win at the end of the game. However, the person that's going to have the most impact early on in the season, while Kobe Bryant and Steve Nash are trying to figure it out, I almost said Kevin Nash, it's going to be Dwight Howard. He's going to be fun to watch. I'm excited to see what he can do on a team with so much offensive talent.
If you could travel to any country or city with an unlimited amount of money to do whatever you wanted, once you got there, you got to spend a week there, where would you go?
This is going to show how nerdy I am. I've been playing all these Assassin's Creed video games, and if I only get to go to one country with unlimited money, I'm going to go to Italy.
You're going to eat a lot of pasta.
I don't even really like pasta that much, actually. But it's not for the food, it's for the sights, it's for the tourism, it's for, there's a lot of things I would like to see in the world, but right now, I guess on the spot, without a lot of time to think of something else, I'm going to go Italy.
Well, over things like Switzerland and the Swiss Alps and New Zealand and the beautiful country there, Australia and the kangaroos, you can box a kangaroo. Or Africa, go on a safari. You go to Rio, see the Olympics in 2016.
Where would you go then? You got it all figured out, apparently.
No, I have no idea. I asked you the
shit.
question.
Well, then quit trying to sell me
You know
all
what?
these vacations you can't afford.
You know what? If I could go anywhere, I would probably go to Ireland.
Tap it
I
up,
didn't
Arn,
say
and
it. Yeah, I would love to go to an Irish bar, a real Irish
that
bar.
would be fun, and get your ass
Get
kicked.
drunk, hear the music. I'd be nice to everybody, invite everybody around, so I would not get my ass kicked.
You know what, though, dude?
But the country's
It
beautiful.
doesn't matter
I've
where
always
you
wanted to
go, you're going to have a good time if you want to have a good time.
The last good tandem in Seattle before they moved was Ray Allen and Rashard Lewis. And now they're back together in Miami. Can either of them be an impact player once again?
No. Nope. Too old. Nope. Nope. Not with so much talent on that team. Nope. Nope. Not going to happen. Nope. Nope.
The only way I can
Nope.
see either of them being an impact player is at the end of a game, one of them hits a game-winning three.
Sure. But it's
And
not
that's
going to be
about it.
consistent.
No, absolutely not.
Nope.
All right. What movie are you more...
Nope.
You want to get beat up?
Nope.
Okay. What comedian made the best movies in their lifetime? Jack Black, Chris Farley, or John Candy?
So Jack Black is the only one of those that's still alive. And you know what? He's
Yeah.
my favorite out of those three. I'm a fan of all three of those. Their movies, and if any of their movies are on TV and it's just like a lazy Saturday morning, I'm going to watch it. But Jack Black, his comedic timing is something that is unparalleled. He's just so funny no matter what he says or what he does, it's funny. I just think he's hilarious. I'm going to go Jack Black.
I agree with you there. Chris Farley did awesome, but like you told me earlier, all his movies, he pretty much plays the same character.
Yeah.
Jack Black was awesome in
School of Rock.
School of Rock.
And
one of my
also
favorite movies
Saving
of all time.
Silverman, which is my probably favorite Jack Black movie right before School of Rock.
And also, Jack Black was awesome in King Kong. Okay, next question.
King Kong is stupid.
That's a good movie, dude. Are you ridiculous? No, dude, that's a good movie. It is. No, it's good. It's awesome. Are the Chiefs going to trade Dwayne Bowe by the end of the trade deadline on Thursday?
I don't think they will. If they do, I'll be really mad about it because it means they're completely giving up on this year. And I am a Dwayne Bowe fan. I like Dwayne Bowe. I want Dwayne Bowe to remain a Chief until he retires. You always want to keep your best players on their team for
Yeah,
their
but
career.
today I heard a Kansas City reporter saying that he drops the ball too much.
Sure
He doesn't
he does.
or he's not good at catching the ball.
Yeah.
He's lazy. He's always out of shape coming into every season.
No, that's
what do you think
untrue.
about that?
It's untrue that he's always lazy and out of shape every season. Here you have a guy that held out almost the entire preseason, and he is still the best receiver on that team by far. So for someone to say he is out of shape is ridiculous.
Yeah, this was a Kansas City reporter, somebody who covers the Chiefs that said this, and he was arguing the point that nobody would want Dwayne Bowe. And I personally thought that was absolutely ridiculous. Throw him on the Packers. I would love to see Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball.
Oh
to
yeah,
Dwayne
that'd
Bowe.
be insane.
You know what I mean?
I do think Dwayne Bowe, in a way, is underrated. I think if he was matched up with an all-star quarterback, that you would see monstrous numbers out of Dwayne Bowe. The problem is he hasn't been. And so he is undervalued in terms... I don't think he's undervalued in Kansas City. We understand what we have with him. But Kansas City's not going to get a first-round pick for them. Probably not even
Absolutely
a second-round pick.
No, but should they take a third-round pick for him
I think he's more valuable on the team.
right now for one more year for the last 8 games of the season?
No.
Where they've only
Sign
won
him.
more games?
Sign him. Pay the man. We have the money to
if
sign
they
him.
can
We
sign
have
him.
the cap room.
Yeah.
Pay Dwayne
If-
Bowe. Let him remain a Chief. Yeah, why not?
Oh, if they can, then I say sign him as well.
Yeah.
But I don't believe Dwayne Bowe's going to want to go back to the Chiefs.
It doesn't matter
They-
what he wants.
they-
He likes
Well,
Kansas City. He likes it there. Sure, it's
No.
been a crappy couple of years, but I mean,
well, that's
why
right.
not?
You
Who
guys are
cares?
best friends, and you know exactly what he
We are
likes.
best friends.
What's his favorite
I
beer?
braid his hair.
Actually, all right.
I've met him.
What
I
movie
haven't
are you-
met him. I
Hey,
yelled at him. He was actually
shut
kind
up.
of an asshole,
Shut up.
actually, when I met
Shut
him.
up.
Go ahead.
He's an asshole.
Well, I yelled at him and he didn't even look at me, so I guess, I don't know, if somebody yelled at me, I would look at them.
Alright, well anyways, last question, dude. What movie are you more excited to see? You can only watch one of them for your whole entire life. I don't care if you say this isn't real life or whatever.
Is this my only movie I get to watch for the rest of my life?
No, if you watch one of these, you cannot watch the other.
Okay.
Like they're both on the same disc. After you watch one, it's like Mission Impossible. This shit blows up.
Ah!
Alright. The Hobbit or Iron Man 3?
Alright, for me it's going to be Iron Man 3, but it's a hard one to say. It's not easy. It's not an easy choice by any means. But with what you told me about The Hobbit, how they're going to extend the living crap out of it and make it 3 movies, I'm not excited about that part. Hopefully it's still a good movie, but I just hope it's not slower than hell, like King Kong. But I am going Iron Man 3 because what happens in Iron Man 3 is going to be important with Avengers 2, and I am not missing Avengers 2. No way in hell.
I agree with you, but I kind of cry inside a little bit if I wasn't able to see The Hobbit, because I'm so excited for that movie.
So am I, but it's not real life, dude. It's just pretend. We can watch both movies.
No! I said it's real life.
It's not real life, it's just pretend. We're talking about what if, dude.
Real life. Okay. Turning Points is over.
Y'all ready for this?
Kill me.
Moving on to something else.
You don't seem to have much of a handle on this.
Sports talk is over.
God, you think that every thought that comes out of your head is pure gold. Well, let me tell you something. Some of those thoughts are pure caca.
If you were a chick, who's the one guy you'd sleep with? John Stamos. What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
It is time for Geek Speak.
See, if you had killed me when I said kill me, I wouldn't have had to hear that.
This Geek Speak, we should rename our show, this segment this week, to Fat Speak.
Ooh, I like that. I was just rubbing my belly, too.
We're talking food again. This time now, if you've had a chance to look at the bracket on Facebook and this wonderfully picture I took, you'll see that we are now on the other side of the bracket. This is all the meat heavy side of the bracket. This is the grilled heavy side. This is the manly of the manly. But before we get going, we had a couple Facebook comments that we would like to mention on the show. 1, because they made us laugh, and 2, because we think they're wrong, and we need to clear the air. So our buddy good. Matt Hilditch, a good friend of the show, he says, pizza is pepperoni, period. You both eat it like women with your vegetables and seafood and crap. Put down Twilight and eat good pizza. I think that's funny, but I think he's wrong.
I think he's wrong, too. What is more manly, pepperoni or bacon? Bacon and jalapeno.
Pepperoni and mushrooms.
Manlier.
Mushrooms are a manly vegetable. It looks like a little tiny penis, for crying out loud.
Exactly.
And I want.
Well, why don't more girls like mushrooms?
What's more manly than eating a little tiny penis? Wait a minute.
Well, I'm just saying, bacon and jalapeno, those are like 2 of the most manliest foods. Put that on top of a pizza. Forget the freaking pepperoni. That don't even matter.
Well, I like
you put pepperoni on a pizza. When you get one more topping, you can't think of what to put on it.
The manliest
That's what
pizza
pepperoni is for.
Is every single pizza topping you can think of on a pizza.
Exactly. Pepperoni, cheese, I mean, that's crap.
Yeah.
I can put that on an English muffin. It tastes just as good as what I get from Domino's.
All right, Matt Hilditch's other comment, he says, and bacon is overrated. Alone, it's sausage's ugly sister. At its best, it gets added to something already good and makes it slightly better.
Slightly better. That's the question. You can add it to anything, and it is better.
You know what? I stir my coffee with bacon.
Yeah, it makes your coffee better. You can, wrap bacon around a freaking hot dog, and it tastes awesome. They cost $3 at the fair, a bacon-wrapped hot dog. Put bacon in freaking baked beans, it tastes awesome. Put bacon in tacos, it's awesome. Wrap chicken in bacon, it's awesome. Steaks in bacon is awesome. Bacon
and Fruit Loops
is a manly food. Matt, maybe you should explore the life of bacon, and maybe you'd look a little bit more like me, but bacon is awesome.
Bacon is awesome. All right, but we're not talking bacon anymore because we are moving on to the other side of the bracket. We got 8 meats that are going to go up against each other. In the first round, pork chops versus steak. Now, this one's kind of difficult because there's a lot of different cuts of steak. So we're trying to combine them all into one.
Oh, if you combine them all into one, you gotta go steak. You gotta go beef. You gotta go get that big old fat, juicy New York steak, or that, that ribeye, that T-bone. I mean, there's just so many good cuts of steak.
I wish I was better at cooking steak. I'm better at cooking pork chops than I am steak. If you were to come over to my house and you were like, hey, man, cook me something that tastes good, I would probably cook you a pork chop before I cook you a steak, just I'm better at it. But if I'm having professionals cook me food, I'm ordering a steak before I order a pork chop.
Oh, I agree. But, like, your thing with, it's easier to cook a pork
Absolutely.
chop because
It's a lot more forgiving.
you have to cook it well done. With the steak, you got about 1 minute window to go from medium rare to well done. Like sometimes if it's a thin steak or your fire's real hot, I mean, you got such a short time to get that steak perfectly cooked, and it's an art form, and I don't know how to do it. Tried to cook some steaks tonight, and we both got, damn near well done.
What's the best food to go a steak?
Baked potatoes.
Oh yeah, I'm right there with you. Or maybe even
Baked
like
potatoes.
red potatoes. Is that still manly? They're like
Oh
smaller.
yeah. As long as you don't put like tiaras on them or something.
We should have had the potatoes on this list somewhere.
We should have.
Man.
Well, we only had 16 foods.
I know.
But all right, so we both agree steak. What's up next?
Ribs versus beer can chicken. For me, this is the first matchup that is really hard to choose.
All right. Now, by ribs, do you mean like beef ribs, or do you mean like riblets, or do you mean pork ribs?
We're going to put them all in the same category. Saucy, messy, dripping with barbecue sauce, whether it be pork ribs or beef ribs or baby back. It's all like,
Well,
so it's something general going up against something really specific. Probably not too fair, but beer can chicken is awesome. Dad makes an awesome beer can chicken.
Oh, when he tucks all those lemons like under the wings and,
oh my God.
Sticks his hands where you don't even want to talk about and stuffs lemons up there.
I tell you what, he taught me how to make that one time, and I just never tried because I didn't want it to be not very good. You know what I mean? I don't want to ruin my idea of the heavenly experience that is eating beer can chicken.
But the question is, what's more manly?
No, not necessarily. These are all manly foods. What's the best? What's like,
What's like what?
You know what I mean? Like,
oh no, I've never eaten elephant. All right. Oh gosh, the more manly food.
No, it's not more manly. It's the best food, man.
Oh, jeez.
It doesn't mean the more manly. These are all manly foods.
Oh,
This is
man.
just like
I got to go with what I get for my birthday dinner every year. Mom and Dad cook it for me for my birthday every single year since I was a kid. And I got to go ribs on this one.
You know what? We have to agree in order for a food to move on. And
so are we going to sit here all day?
No, I'm going ribs with you. I love ribs. And I don't get it very often because for some reason my wife does not like ribs, and I don't understand that.
What the hell?
I don't know. But
I love
American? Ribs. There's nothing better than a really good rib, but there's also nothing worse than a really bad rib. However, beer can chicken is awesome too, but when you match it up with ribs is going to move on.
Yeah, I agree. Oh. What's after that? What's next?
All right, the next one, oh man, this is the second most challenging one ever. Chicken wings against bratwursts.
Oh my gosh, dude. Couldn't you put like some of this stuff against Little Smokies or something?
Oh, I know. Chicken wings and brats, dude, those are like two of my favorites. Like, if there was a party and there were all-you-can-eat chicken wings and then a table of all-you-can-eat brats, I'm going to eat until I can't move anymore.
Oh, definitely.
I love both of those foods.
I love them both, but this one's actually pretty easy for me.
Hold on, we have to agree.
I'm going to have to go bratwurst.
Oh, this is going to be a hard one. We have to agree, and we don't.
Oh, man. Okay. You say chicken wings,
I do.
Then? I love chicken wings, and I actually got a great recipe for you guys out there.
All
it's
right.
pretty good and really easy to make about buffalo wings. But anyways, dude, bratwurst. You get a bratwurst. You put it on a big hoagie bun. You get like one of the not the homemade, but you get one from Templeman's here in Kennewick, and they're just the meatiest, juiciest, most seasoned
sauerkraut on that.
You
got sauerkraut on that.
And
broth?
you put that. I'm not even to the sauerkraut
Oh
yet.
my goodness!
You take this bratwurst, you put it on that bun, which you toast right there on the barbecue, right next to your bratwurst. Then you have the sauerkraut heating up in the house. You go in, grab that pan of sauerkraut. You set it right next to the barbecue. You grab that bun off the barbecue, throw that brat on there. Throw some Dijon mustard on there, or honey mustard, or just regular old Heinz mustard. It doesn't even matter. Then you throw some sauerkraut on top of that. How can you deny that to a chicken wing?
Dude, chicken wings are just magical. There's something about it's crispy on the outside, but it's still like saucy, but it's still crispy. And then you bite into it and you have this explosion of flavor. It doesn't matter if it's teriyaki chicken wings or buffalo chicken wings or garlic chicken wings. It's just flavor on chicken. Can't you just go chicken wings?
No, I can't, because chicken wings are still chicken. They're chicken. It's a bird.
But it's a chicken
runs
wing.
around the yard. You cut that shit's head off, and he's running around like crazy, you know?
I'll tell you
It's
what,
a
though.
bird.
Here, I
It's
think
not a
I got the
manly
winning
animal.
argument right here. If you go
What's
to
that?
a bar and you're watching football, more people are going to order chicken wings than are going to order bratwurst to go with the football game.
Yes, more women are going to order chicken wings than they order bratwurst. I agree with you.
I don't think we're going to
this is
agree
a
here.
tough one. You know what? Why don't we let people vote?
I think we're going to have to. This is the first one that we cannot decide on.
Yeah, because I have to go. And, you know, my wife is going to vote in your favor. I know.
Good.
I don't blame her, because I know she loves the buffalo wings.
All right, and remember, it's not necessarily the manliest thing. It's not the food with the biggest penis. It's the best food out of all these manly foods. All right, so we're going to have help with Facebook to help break this tie. So I'm going to post the show tomorrow, and then after a couple days, I will post. So probably Saturday, I will post asking for your guys' help to break the tie between chicken wings and brat. So please, help us break that tie.
Yeah, and give us good arguments, too. Try to talk us out of it. Don't just put a vote. Give us a good argument.
Or just vote for chicken wings. All right, the last one.
No, you know what? Or if you guys really love me, Dessa, vote for bratwurst.
If you really love chicken wings, Dessa, vote for chicken wings. All right, there's one more to go.
All right, what do we got?
Brisket versus burgers. Now, for me, this is easy because you're going to take away my man card right now, I have a feeling.
Because you never had brisket?
I've never even had brisket. And you know what? I've actually tried to make the point to have it last week just for this show, the purpose of the show, so that I have something to back it up with. But I can't imagine, even if it's the most tastiest piece of meat ever, I cannot imagine beating out burgers. Burgers is awesome. I probably have a burger every week.
I think probably every American does. And as much as I love some good brisket, you know, brisket sandwich, brisket with barbecue sauce, brisket on a piece of cornbread, and just eat it. It's so good.
I'm going to have it.
It's so funny how passionate I am about this food topic. But, I mean, brisket is so juicy and so good. But if I could only have my favorite burger in the world, or my favorite brisket sandwich, or brisket at all, I would have to go burger. I mean, I can make a mean Juicy Lucy, and Juicy Lucy burger.
You got to explain that to our audience, what that is.
Oh, a Juicy Lucy is, you have to use real ground beef. You can't use that pre-made crap. And you put you lay two burgers out, and then you fold one into kind of a bowl on the edges. You stuff that with a big old handful of cheese. I'm not even kidding. Like, as much cheese as you can fit into your hand. You shove that into the middle of that. Then you can I put jalapenos in it, onions, right there on the inside. Then you take that other burger, and you put it on top. And you fold the edges, so from the outside it looks like one giant big old fat burger. Then you barbecue it. You have to be able to eat a burger that might be a little pink on the inside because it's such a thick burger. But oh my gosh, you have never eaten a juicier burger in the world.
Sounds awesome.
And it's got the jalapenos in the middle, the onions. I've put mushrooms in the middle. I even want to, next time me and Dad do it, I want to use blue cheese in the middle. Do like a black and blue.
I like that
burger.
you said that because my favorite burger is a black and blue burger, like a blue cheese bacon burger.
Well, what are you doing Friday? Come down. We'll make some black and blue Juicy Lucy's.
That's it.
All right, well, I guess burgers win.
Burgers win easy.
No deal.
And I'm sure briskets are tasty. Never had it. Can't vote for it. But I can't even imagine voting against burgers.
Oh, man. My belly's rumbling. All right.
This concludes episode 9 of the Bro Sports Podcast.
Well, it was a fun show. Good Halloween show. I wish she would have talked in that ghost voice the whole dang time.
It would have been a 2-hour show.
Yeah, it takes forever to say a sentence.
You know what? I make fun of my students for using the word forever. Every time someone says, this is taking forever, I always say, I hope you don't use the word forever with your boyfriend. Because to you, forever means 5 minutes. And I hope you never tell your boyfriend, I will love you forever, a.k.a. 5 minutes.
Wow. That is some good advice there, bro. I think you took it this year.
All right, but I'm not the advice guy. You're the advice guy. What's your advice?
Check your Halloween candy before you eat it. Even though you're stealing it away from your kids, make sure you look at it, make sure there's nothing in it, because the 3 listeners we have, we can't afford to lose you. So check your Halloween candy tomorrow.
Now that's some good advice.